morning. The respiratory system. The external nostrils carry the oxygenated air toward the nasal passage, and we already studied that there is a common passage of food and air which is known as the pharynx. In the pharyngeal region, there is a crossing, that is the air found to move toward the trachea through an opening known as the glottis. So, this one is what? It is the glottis. So, as food can be entered into the glottis, there is a flap like structure which prevent the entry of food while swallowing. So, while swallowing, the flap may be closed so that food easily pass toward the esophagus. This one is the esophagus. Now, the trachea extend and inside the lungs it divides into bronchus. Here the trachea and bronchus is covered or protected with what's cartilaginous rings. Cartilaginous rings can be seen in the trachea and bronchi regions. Okay, it is protected with what's cartilaginous ring. Then it divides into bronchi. So, this one is the trachea, and this one is the bronchus. Okay. Now, it enters into the lungs, and the left lung at the lower end is having some depression, and it is meant for what? It is meant for providing space for the heart. Okay. And below the lungs you can see the diaphragm. Okay, this one is the diaphragm. Diaphragm is a dome shaped structure which separate the chest cavity with the abdominal cavity. Chest cavity and abdominal cavity is separated by diaphragm. Okay. Now, this one is the lung. Then inside the lungs, the bronchi divides into, this one is the primary bronchus, then secondary bronchi, then tertiary bronchi, and finally it branch out into the terminal bronchiole. The bronchioles are found to equipped with what? The balloon like structure which is known as the alveoli. So, this one is the alveoli. Okay. This is the structure of what's respiratory system. Here you have to memorize the condition of trachea. Trachea is what? Protected with the cartilaginous ring. And it is for protecting the trachea from collapsing. Okay. So, this one is the structure of what's the respiratory system. Now, we may think about the mechanism of respiration, how the air moves in and moves out. For that, we have to think about the region, the chest cavity. The lower region of chest cavity is supported with the diaphragm, and there is a muscle here which is known as the diaphragm muscles, diaphragm muscle or muscle of diaphragm. Okay, muscle of diaphragm. Then the anteriorly the bone, breastbone is there, and this is known as what? The sternum. Sternum. Attached to the sternum, we could see the ribs. So these are the ribs. So ribs and sternum protect the lung from the ventral side. Dorsally, the vertebral column is seen. Dorsally, vertebral column is seen. Then in between the ribs, the intercostal muscles are there. Intercostal muscles are there. Okay. So the intercostal muscle and muscle of diaphragm is the main one which help for inspiration and expiration. What is inspiration? Taking in of air is known as inspiration, and expelling of the air is known as expiration. During inspiration, what happens is the diaphragm muscle contracts, so that the dome-shaped diaphragm becomes straightened. The straightening of dome-shaped diaphragm result the chest cavity to increase in upward-downward direction. At the same time, the intercostal muscle also contracts, that push the sternum forward and ribs moves apart. As the ribs are attached to the sternum, what happens when the intercostal muscle contracts? When the intercostal muscle contracts, the ribs try to move apart. As the sternum is connected in front, it pushes the sternum forward and moves apart, so that dorsoventral axis and side to side axis the cavity increases. Totally 3-dimensional increase takes place in the chest cavity, so that the volume increases and pressure decreases. The decrease of pressure and increase of volume result what's the movement of air from the atmosphere toward the lungs. As there is no other way to pass into the chest cavity region, air moves into the lungs. So actually air is moving into the lungs, not the we are not sucking the air, normal breathing, during normal breathing. And during normal breathing, certain volume of air is move in and move out. That volume of air is known as the tidal volume. So what is tidal volume? Tidal volume is the volume of air which moves in and out during normal inspiration or normal respiration, that is inspiration and expiration. Okay, equal volume is found to be moved in and moved out during normal inspiration and normal expiration. But in the case of forceful inspiration, it is different, that you may study in the next year. And even after we expel the air, the somewhat air will be present inside the lungs. It will protect the lungs from collapsing. Okay, otherwise it may be collapsed, so that certain volume of air will be there inside the lungs even after we expel the air which we breathe in, and that is known as the what's residual volume. Residual volume. Residual volume. Okay, residual volume. So, what is the difference between tidal volume and residual volume? Tidal volume is the volume of air which move in and out during normal inspiration and expiration, and after expelling somewhat air is found to be kept inside the lungs and passages, and it is known as what? Residual volume. And when we think about the organism may have different body size. When the body size of organism increase, the diffusion pressure cannot take care of the oxygen delivery to all part of the body. So, normally what happened? Normally when air is enter into the organism, if it is an unicellular organism, simple diffusion can work for the exchange of gases. But in the case of organism which is having what? Large size, then some respiratory pigments take up oxygen from the air and then carried it into the tissues which are deficient in oxygen. In the case of human being, hemoglobin show high affinity toward the oxygen, so that it acts as the respiratory pigments. While in the case of carbon dioxide is found to somewhat easily dissolvable in water based one, so that it is diffused mostly in blood. The respiratory pigment also carries somewhat, but mostly carbon dioxide transported in dissolved form through our blood. And in the case of higher organism or human being, the respiratory pigment is hemoglobin, and it is present in the RBC of blood. Aquatic organism use the dissolved oxygen from the water. As the dissolved oxygen is lesser in that than when we compare with the atmospheric air, the rate of respiration is found to be more in aquatic organism compared to the terrestrial organism.